Okay, guys, so we're gonna start now. So, BITS Pilani, what is up? Welcome to this session of our very awesome summer talks by BITS Embryo. I'm Vince.
And I'm Sana. Today's topic is the power of youth, shaping the future of democracy. And honestly, if you told me a month ago that students could actually shake up the entire country, I'd say, yeah, okay, sure, buddy.
But seriously, if you could just look at what happened, the NEET exams leak for the 89th time, and young people finally hit a breaking point. People moved from being frustrated to taking actual action almost overnight, and the entire country noticed. Real institutional change happened. You guys shifted something before most of us even finished this semester. That is absolutely insane.
It is historic. Just a second. Is Imran sir there?
Hi, I'm here.
Yes. Okay, I think we'll just pin you then.
And him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to talk about what this means for our generation, I think we brought in someone who didn't just tweet about it from a safe distance last week while most public figures were hiding behind their so-called PR teams. This guy was out in the pouring rain in Mumbai marching at Shivaji Park with the students.
And now he's here with us to talk about conviction, to talk about empathy, to talk about what it takes to be an actual citizen, what it takes to be a student. Everyone, drop some fire emojis in the chat for the man, the myth, the legend, Imran Khan.
Yay!
Woo!
So happy, so happy. Thank
Hi,
you so much.
guys. Thank you for that extremely hyped up introduction.
Hello, Imran sir. Welcome. We're so excited to have you today. Before we start, I must say something. I have the same birthday as you. So I think it's the universe telling me that I have main character energy today. And I'm going to do you a favor and transfer some to you so we can share it.
Nicely done. Thank you.
Okay.
One more of us.
Yes.
Capricorns. Well, actually, I'm a Capricorn as well. Anyway, Imran sir, welcome. So we're gonna get straight into it now. So you were out there at Shivaji Park in the rain in Mumbai with with a bunch of angry 20-year-old college students, right? So I gotta ask, what that felt like? How wild did it get? And because I'm 19 and I know for a fact that we can rage.
You know, this is the thing. What I was really touched and moved by was, despite the fact that this is a movement born out of a righteous anger, a valid and justified upset. Despite that, I found that the people I was on the street with, there was still there was not an angry and a violent energy. This was the hurt and the anger of someone who has been wronged, and someone whose wrong is not being validated and is not being addressed. This is not the anger of someone who is raging and is violent. So, in fact, I found the group to be a surprisingly positive. There was a very positive energy there. They were expressing hurt and dismay. It was not an angry and violent mob, and I actually came away with a sense of great hope and optimism. I've been in environments. I have been somewhere where you can see a crowd, and sometimes there is a negative energy, and you can perhaps fear for your safety. There have been times when I'm in a large crowd, and you feel, oh, this might turn violent. People might be angry, and this is a dangerous place to be. There was never any energy like that at the other protests. It felt tremendously safe and positive. That was my takeaway.
Wow, that's actually pretty inspiring to hear.
Right.
Yeah.
It was inspiring to me. I came away with this renewed sense of optimism, because looking around and seeing how many people over there are kids under the age of 18, out on the streets, putting their hands up, saying, I have an opinion, I have a voice, hear my voice. That is so heartening. It shows that many people care enough and are willing to take responsibility for nudging the conversation forward. That's a sign of great optimism.
Exactly. So, following up on what you said, you talked about the optimism, the surprise, the excitement of students among you. So, a cameraman came up to you and she asked you, shouldn't we just stay apolitical? Shouldn't we just focus on our careers? And you told her completely, off the cuff, and I'll quote you, you said, your art has no value without a point of view. Can you elaborate on that? Can you tell us what that meant?
The intention of art is to evoke an emotional response in the receiver. And you cannot evoke an emotional response from someone unless you are touching on something that is kind of true or truthful, shall we say, that feels authentic, that feels honest. In order to do that, you have to put in a perspective and a point of view, some thought, some feeling that you have, whichever it may be. And you can debate whether you agree with someone's point of view or disagree with someone's point of view.
Absolutely.
But if you don't have a point of view, then what will you put into your film? Or what will you put into your novel? What will you put into your sculpture? As a creative person, you are not just making something that is time pass and to be consumed. Like popcorn is something that you will you consume. This is not something that is short term.
Right.
If you write a book, you're thinking that it's out there for time, for all of eternity. I'm committing this out into the universe.
Right.
So until you put something of yourself into that, it will not have value.
That's exactly like saying that staying neutral is a scam.
Yeah, and frankly, if in any piece of art out there, I'm not saying that it has to address world issues and politics.
Right.
You might be a comedic film or a character drama, but you are still expressing some point of view. And if that is not in a film, you will feel that. You will find it to be pointless and boring.
Yeah.
Right.
That's also a pattern that I noticed in a lot of your films, right? So like your kind of art, and that's basically like the roles you play. It's like a confused college kid, a guy who's still figuring things out, and basically imperfect and awkward, who's been taught to keep his head down and just follow the path that others are following. And like there's a lot of confusion and sorry.
Often, yeah. I
Often.
was drawn to characters who are trying to understand their situation in their world.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the life experience, right? Who do I want to be? What kind of person do I want to be? What is the nature of love? How will I know when something is truly love, when it is not? It's by asking questions. You stumble and you fall. Those are interesting characters. Those are interesting stories to me.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like you played youth a lot. You were confused in your movies, and now you're out there standing with students in real life, protesting with them. So, do you think that's just a coincidence, or have you always felt connected to that phase of your life?
There is a part of me that still has not stopped growing and seeking in that way. My feeling is that at any point in life, whatever age you are, you can only know so much, but your knowledge is not complete. By the time you reach the age of 32, it's like, bas ab sab kuch seekh liya, now there's no more to learn. Aisa nahi hai. I think that there is often a tendency for people to become fixed in their ways. Once they become adults, they're like, now I'm a grown-up, mujhe sab kuch aata hai.
Yeah.
And the more rigid you become in your point of view that way, time moves forward, the world moves forward, and you are going to be left behind.
Yeah.
For me, the value is in always questioning and never assuming that I know it all. Just because I was, playing a 21-year-old confused guy, today I'm 43 years old. There's still lots that I don't know. So I'm I'm happy to admit that I don't know stuff and to ask questions. Help me understand. I think that is a helpful approach that keeps you empathetic.
Right. And again, so you're very right about what you said. But was there, like you said, that at each point of life, there is something that you don't know. Is there a story on maybe an age where what you went through, an experience you went through, which taught you a major lesson in your childhood or youth?
Well, interestingly enough, I guess I've been to a lot of school, a lot of different types of schools.
Oh.
I started out in Bombay Scottish School here in Bombay, a very classic old style school, which is, I think, in a lot of ways today must still be the same way as it was 30 years ago. I've been to boarding school in South India. I've been to a very, very alternative school that I would describe as kind of a gurukul because of how small it was. We were literally out in the forests without electricity or running water. So very, very alternative types of education. For me, and what this, I think, taught me was it opened me up to be far more questioning of authority and of structures. Classical schools, like the first school that I was in, they like to they like to drill conformity into people. You know, you must all have approved haircuts, you must wear approved uniforms, and more, starting from those school systems all the way through, the systems are set up to drive you into conformity. And I found myself in so many different places. I was exposed to a lot of very interesting teachers, a lot of alternative thinkers who pushed at that and encouraged me to always question. Never assume that any particular group, any particular structure is absolutely correct. Asking questions of any kind of power structure must always be the base.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I completely relate with that as well. Like, I've always been a curious child, and I always think that we should always. So, were you like a rebel when you were young? Like, did you fight?
More than myself being a rebel, I found myself exposed to a lot of rebellious thinkers because I was put in kind of non-traditional and alternative schools.
But did you fight against the conformity that you said?
Over there, yes. So when I was in a school that was requiring conformity of me, yeah, I did. There was a part of me that just had pushback on why these color socks on this day and those color shoes on that day, and you get punished if your shoes are the wrong color. And a lot of that, which at the age of 8, 9, 10 years, you're pushing magazine, Kyun. And the response from there, I guess it's not a bad parallel. The response from the authority structures over there, as a 6, 7-year-old kid who's questioning a teacher, the response in my school at that time was caning, beating. They would hit you with a cane, they would hit you with a wooden ruler, open hand across the face, all manner of battering. This was perplexing to me because that's not how I was raised at home. You know, at home, my family, my parents gave me a lot of autonomy. Even though I was young, they treated me like a thinking individual.
Okay.
And they would have a conversation with me. They go, "Beta, it's important to eat this. It's for your health, not because I said so."
Okay.
Raat ko, if you don't brush your teeth before sleeping, it's bad for your teeth. Aisa hoga. So they will enforce a structure, but explain it to me. Here's why this is the structure.
Got it.
Whereas in a traditional school, if you question the structure, you get punished.
Hmm.
And somewhere that just never sat. When you're a young kid,
Yeah,
you
you
can't
just
do
need to
much.
know why.
You ask why and they beat you,
Yeah.
so you retreat. But shortly after that, by the time I was 11, 12, I was pulled out and put into more alternative schools,
Okay.
where then my teachers were people who encouraged radical thinking, encouraged
Okay.
separating from the flow, from the herd. Think,
Right.
ask a
Right.
question. Why is that? Why is that? Why is that?
Hmm.
As a base level of functioning, I believe that any structure of power, starting uh, from say a school or college, moving up to political systems, if there is an organized power structure system, it is always valid, and we must always ask questions of it. They have to be able to justify their structure and their existence. And if they cannot justify, then it is valid for us to ask for systemic change.
Absolutely. And coming back to this, so we talked about what happened these past few weeks, right? But now let's move on to what happens after. So we all know there's a strange lull after something big happens, right? The excitement fades, like for us, we're back in our dorm room, back to normal life. What do you do with that feeling?
Yeah, exactly. So how do we make sure that this is isn't just a trendy summer moment? Like isn't just a Gen Z like a wave? And how does the youth actually shape democracy when there isn't a viral hashtag on Twitter?
Well, for me already, when going back to the day of the protest, seeing this many people unafraid and standing out in public, claiming their right as citizens, saying this is my right. I have the right to my voice. I have the right to my opinion, and I have the right to my question. I'm asking a question, and I'm entitled to ask this question. Just to see that many people actually taking that step, owning that step, was a victory to me, because if you take a look at the viral run of sorry Gen Z, thank you Gen Z videos that followed, the assumption amongst most people was that there is no interest, there is no voice that is going to stand up collectively. They've all just become sheep who will accept and be herded and go with go with the flow that is being told to us by the establishment. The fact that that many people stood up and said, I will ask questions, it means the establishment is not bulletproof. It means that any politician, at any point, anywhere, here, outside, anywhere, a politician must always be subject to questioning, must always be valid.
Yes, that's actually very inspiring to hear and actually quite beautiful as well. Damn. So enough talk like of this stress and enough of this, just pressure. So let's actually start off with a very fun segment. Sana?
Okay, let's start off with a fun segment called Bollywood Insider. If we do not, if we admit it or not, this is a very big reason why most of us are here this afternoon, and I have a few questions lined up. So let's begin.
Bring it on.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like she would not let this part of the session go.
That just makes me a very big fan. Most of your songs are in my shower playlist. I'm just saying, mentioning. But yes, let's start.
Okay, yeah. Let's begin. So, if you had to cast your own bio picture, who will play you?
Interesting. I think it would have to be you'd have to cast someone new, someone unknown. Uh,
Oh.
to me, that is part of what made my own first film work, Jaane Tu Ya Jaane Na.
Mhm.
Just some, in industry gossip going back more than 20 years. So this is more than 20 years old. It's not very fresh.
Okay.
But when Abbas Tyrewala had first written the script for Jaane Tu Ya Jaane Na, he had kind of done the rounds of the industry then, looking for a producer. He found multiple producers willing to produce the film, but they wanted it to be made with existing actors or at that moment.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that they went significantly forward in the conversations, but the producers were saying, why don't you make it with Hrithik Roshan? This is back in 2004, 2005.
Right.
So why don't you make it with Hrithik Roshan? Why don't you make it with Abhishek Bachchan?
Right.
Who were already, they were already kind of established stars. They were young stars, but they were established. And Abbas was adamant about casting a new person, someone who didn't already have screen image.
Okay.
And I think that's what made the film connect and what made the film work. It just felt authentic. It felt like a bunch of kids. And you could tell, I mean, I was very kacha. It was my first film.
It didn't look like it. Didn't look like it.
But it felt like these are actual, college students, rather than this is an actor. There's a little polish that comes with being an experienced actor and someone who's seen even a little bit of success. There's an ease and polish that comes into it.
Absolutely.
And if you're making a biopic about me, cast a new person.
New person. Got it. Next question would be, what's one dance move from your films you can actually still pull off today? And we are very open to you showing proof as well. Just saying, right?
I pretty well remember the Pappu choreography.
Oh my God! No.
I know it as well.
It's like hair muscular.
Popular. Oh shit!
Spectacular. He's
a bachelor.
The Pappu ki gaadi pe hai. But Pappu can dance. It's like, Pappu, so you point.
Yeah, and then you change angles.
Hey, Pappu and Pappu naach nahi sakta.
So well done.
I remember,
So well done.
In fact, we were shooting this song over, I think, 3 or 4 nights.
Right.
And one of those nights, I guess the second or third shooting the thing, was actually my birthday. I celebrated my 24th birthday on set while shooting Pappu Can't Dance.
Wait, Anna was born that day, I'm pretty sure.
2008, I was born.
2008?
Yes.
Okay. So you were not even born on the day that we were shooting Pappu Can't Dance.
Yeah. But Pappu, it's a very crazy song to shoot. I think, did you have a lot of fun shooting that song? One of your fun songs to shoot?
Yeah, we had a blast. That was a lot of fun.
Okay, that's great. That's it. Next question.
Man, like I'm friends for life on that film.
That's so good to hear.
Okay, yeah, this is probably going to be an easy question because you just said but if you could redo the ending of any one of your films, which one would you do and why?
Interesting. Put you to thought.
Interesting.
Probably luck.
You can change a happy one to sad as well. We won't judge.
Yeah, so luck, as per the shooting script,
right.
My character was actually supposed to kill Sanjay Dutt's character. Musa actually was supposed to die at the end as per the script.
And we did not know that.
Yeah. In that there's a final duel and we're supposed to shoot at each other and both of us hit the other guy kind of on the left.
Yeah.
But I have that right situation. As per the original script, he didn't, and he dies.
So did you change the script? Did you have a talk, or how did
I was too low down on the food chain on that film. I didn't get any such input. I was a very, very junior actor over there. There were far more senior actors than me who had more say in that part.
Right.
Got it.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, but I think that would have been a better ending, honestly, in my opinion. Actually, if I'm not lying, Luck was one of my very favorite films of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I would go with Mere Brother Ki Dulhan. Love that film.
But you changed the ending.
No. Won't change the ending. Love the ending, but love the film. Okay, next question then. Looking back, looking at the very unfiltered humor of Delhi Belly, do you think if it was made in today's times, um, would it still be made, or has Bollywood gotten very cautious that way?
I mean, if we're being frank, it couldn't have been made then either. Uh,
Right.
Wasn't
the-
it banned? It was banned. I think.
it was not banned.
Some censoring issues.
It led to the changing of some of the censor board regulations.
Right.
After Delhi Belly, suddenly some questions came up. How have you let this release? So some regulations were changed after that. It did not get banned, but we changed. They changed the rules after us so that nobody could do that. That being said, I've never really found the film to be vulgar. There is a lot of strong language, but I mean, considering the kind of characters you're talking about, for them to be kind of dropping f-bombs and just cursing a bit, I never really considered that to be a vulgar film. Yeah.
And it showed also. I think it came to be a cult classic. So I think people have seen
Once again, a film that we had so much fun making.
Right.
It again, this script did the rounds of the industry. Every studio in town said no. They passed and said can't be done, cannot be made, cannot.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There were not that many was working at that time. The industry has grown. At that point, there was like 12, 18 production houses who could get a film going.
Right.
These guys did the rounds of every production house in town. Every single person said no chance.
So then that's how the production came into the family.
Yeah, that's how it ended up unsolicited. Akshat Verma, the writer, arrived at Amir Khan Productions without an appointment, without a meeting scheduled or anything, and was told, no, of course you can't meet Amir Khan. So he said, okay, here's my script, please keep the script. And they said, okay, and they put it on a pile of scripts at the reception.
Okay.
बहुत लोग आते हैं.
One of the few.
A couple of days later, Kiran Rao had arrived over there. She was coming to pick up AK and they were going somewhere. Okay. He was in a meeting and was getting delayed, so she was waiting outside. And while waiting, she picked up a random script, read 3 pages, put it aside, picked up a random script, read 3 pages, put it aside, picked up a script, which is Delhi Belly, started reading it. And by the time Amir came out and said, "Haan, chalo," she said, "Cancel. You have to sit and you have to read this with me right now."
Oh, crazy.
Okay.
They read the script. At that time, they finished it and called Akshat. Akshat, meanwhile, had gotten on a plane to go back to LA. He lived in LA. So he thought, "Ke bhai, my film career is over. Every producer has turned it down." So he got on a plane and he got back.
Right.
He has landed over there, gone to sleep, and his phone rings at 4 in the morning their time. Like, hello, hi, this is Amir Khan, and he's like, don't fuck with me, bro. And Amir's like, no, I read your script. Come back to India right now.
That's such a fun story, though.
Yeah, it's a great story.
Yeah.
And also, like, do you still vibe to that DK Bose song of Delhi Belly?
That DK Bose song.
From time to time on long drives when I'm driving to Pune or something.
We all do. We all.
Driving song.
That's fun. We can go on to the next question then.
Yeah, we can move on to the next question. So, what's a line from your own movie that you still catch yourself rehearsing in the bathroom mirror? एक तो होगी. Come on.
बहुत होंगी, बहुत ज़्यादा होंगी.
It's not my line. It's Paresh Rawal's line from Jaane Tu. तेरे अंदर violent streak है. मुझे पता था इसके अंदर violent streak है.
Interesting.
It's weird. It's something about his delivery of that which I enjoyed so much back then that often people don't even get the reference, because I'll drop it on a friend somewhere.
Right. Right.
And it's a thing that makes me laugh somehow. Is the way it is violent.
But out of all your movies, which one do you think has the best, as in you have the best dialogues in?
Like the coolest one.
Most iconic ones, according to you, not according to the audience. We've put you to thought once.
Yeah, I've never really considered often the dialogue in that way. It's at least of mostly the films that I tended to do. What I was seeking was kind of a naturalism, not dialogue bazi. And I've done a couple of films that had structured dialogue like that, where you can ye caps mein likha hai, so this is going to be a one-liner.
Right.
I never bought that. So yeah, I don't know. I don't flash backward or recall a lot of my own dialogue that way.
Okay.
Kamal ka lakh hai tera is another one.
Yeah.
Again, it's not my line, but that line is said too many times in the film.
Right.
Like they say luck a few too many times.
That's interesting.
So it's ones that make me laugh mostly, where I'm like, oh, ha ha, fun.
That's a good answer. Okay, next. Is there a song from one of your films that you can't listen to anymore because you've heard it way too many times?
For a long time, it was Pappu Khan Dance.
No way.
Because when the film came out, that song just kind of
blew up.
Absolutely.
Right.
And then for a couple of years, any place that I would go to, any event, any function, any time that I was invited to a place, anytime I was in a restaurant or a club, I'm at a wedding, where I would hear Pappu Khan Dance. It became the thing that I had just heard so much that I got to the place of like, don't play that song, don't play that song.
And they would ask you to dance to it?
Often this is the thing, yeah. And
it was actually such an iconic dance as well. It was so perfect.
Very perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, all stuff that we changed while making, because the initial choreography was much cooler and sharper, more like heroic. And Abbas was like, these are college kids, they're meant to be having fun. They're not being cool, they're being goofy and having fun. So the choreography should also feel like goofy and fun. So there was a lot of conscious de-heroification of the character and of the film to kind of, can this not be a hero with hero ke dost? Can this be a group of friends who are just
having fun?
Yeah, just people.
Yeah, like Yariyan wala experience.
Yeah. See,
yeah. Okay. So now I know, like, I've researched about you a lot in the past 3 days. So sorry about that. Major stalker vibes. Anyway, so I noticed that you're a car nerd, right? So I wanted to ask, why did you sell your beautiful Ferrari, and anything you'd like to share about your owner's experience?
So that was kind of a journey of, for yourself, starting to ask, bhai, value kahan se aata hai? When I was 26, 27, 28 years old, I found myself with a lot of money suddenly. And then you think, bhai, main gaadi lunga, I'll buy a flashy car. But then often it's like a status symbol. You have one very expensive object without really knowing and understanding what is the capability of this thing, what can I actually do with it. It's not like I had any real proper professional driving experience. It's not like so it's more of a status symbol. And somewhere for me, that started to become not so interesting, not so valuable. And for me, the interest was, I want to learn about the thing. I like cars. Let me understand cars. And I went to high school in California, and so this was the early 2000s. The car modification culture over there was really big.
Right.
There's a famous documentary about this called The Fast and the Furious.
Yes.
So it's entirely true, all based in absolute authentic.
So can I ask you, how many cars is too many cars?
If you are not able to actually drive or use it more than once a month, you have too many.
Okay.
So I have two cars. I have a Polo GT, which is kind of my sporty one that I play with and mod and have fun with.
Right.
And I have a Thar, which again I modified and I take it off-roading.
Right.
So that's for when I go to the farm and when I'm going off-roading.
Right.
Yeah. That.
So now some people might say cars is too much. That's also valid perspective. I'm one person.
Okay,
Very cool.
and now I'm gonna ask the last question for this Bollywood section, and it's the most important question, and it's a very serious question.
Very serious question.
Can you get me a role in a movie?
Us. Can you get us?
Please,
I
I'll
think
do
we
anything.
didn't finish
How-
with
how-
the engineering pathway.
How many of you are there?
Two of us.
How
Only two
many?
of us.
Just
Okay,
just-
only
The main
Only two.
two law.
No. Ignore her. Ignore all of them. जो भी hand raise कर रहा है. It's just us.
But we're done with engineering. I think we've had enough. And us saying this, we've just completed our first year. But we're still done. So acting the way to
If you
go.
want me to show you my serious face, I can do that.
Yeah, cracked.
Flat?
You cracked.
I'm just too happy right now, yaar. That's the thing. Okay, I'm filled with adrenaline right now. Anyways.
No, that was the fun bit of it.
Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna get back to some serious topics now. Too much fun. Okay, now let's take a step back and talk about the pressure that so many students carry today. There's this feeling that one exam, one result could determine the entire course of their lives, could end or make their life. That's a very heavy burden for anybody, let alone somebody that's just 17 or 18.
Right. So this next question would be a little personal, but if you feel comfortable, I think many our age, including me, we would be very inspired, and we'd get a better knowledge on how to deal with struggles about your mental health, etc.
Of course.
Right? Okay. So you've spoken pretty openly about a rough patch in 2016 and going to therapy as well. And I'm going to sound like a stalker, but I do know that your mother is a psychoanalyst. So that, I'm assuming, helped you make it less scary to talk about.
And to remove any baggage and stigma.
Exactly.
And the baggage around it for I think a lot of people is that sense of it is some kind of a weakness, or people will say I'm mad, मैं पागल हूँ, इसलिए मैं psychiatrist के पास जा रहा हूँ. That people carry a lot of shame around it. So because of my mom being a practicing psychoanalyst, for me there was no shame around it. It's like you go to a dentist, no? You go to a physiotherapist.
Exactly. But for us, for someone in this room who feel like they're drowning over one exam or one semester, what would you want them to know about what success actually means?
So I have a recollection of when I was 15 years old, getting ready to do my 10th standard exams. And the kind of pressure that one was perceiving at that point, because if you don't get good marks in 10th standard, you won't get into a good college. Which major will you select? Basis that, the next becomes, can you get into an international college? Will you get a good job? And the fear of the idea that this one particular step is something that is going to make or break everything. Because you don't have a sense of how much more there is to come, how much more of the world there is. Sana, we were born on the same day, January 13th, but
Yes.
you were born in the year 2008.
8. So
Uh, that was a whole year after I was shooting for Papu Khan Dance.
right.
That guy that I was on set over there and shooting that song, how could that guy have known anything about who I am today? I could never have seen that for myself.
Right.
Where would the film go? Who would I be? What would my thoughts and feel? What would my circumstance how be? I could never have come close to guessing any of this.
Right.
It's easy in one particular moment to see the next step as being a mountain that you can't get over. It's so big that and that is the absolute end of it. But it's not.
Okay.
Not to say that it is not valuable and important, and that it cannot help you, and that it may not hinder you if things go poorly. But it's not a single point in time. It's just one more step.
Right.
There are so many steps and so many moments that will come up in life that can shift and change the trajectory.
Right.
It's helpful to kind of take a breath and take a step back and say, okay, there's a lot more. There is a lot more.
Right. Very helpful. And I think, does that come from experience?
Yeah, it comes from remembering how scared I was at many other times in my life,
Right.
and thinking, ab kya hoga? Ab kya hoga? And then you find yourself on the other side, and some years have passed, and you still find a way. That is the nature of the human experience.
Right.
You will frequently, many times, bump into something that seems like this must be the end, and then it is it, and then you
Move past it.
yeah
Take it as an
you,
obstacle and move past
you
it.
may carry trauma, you may carry injury, you may carry, I don't know, not to lighten the effect of any of that, but you also move forward,
Got it.
and more life comes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if I may ask, so you and Ira apparently compare notes on mental health now. What does that conversation look like? Is it checking in? Is it venting? Is it advice?
Yeah, from time to time, it is just, individual, like, hey, here's something that's happening with me right now, or here's something that I'm struggling with.
Right.
But because of the way, through her NGO and through my kind of outward facing conversations, we have so often found ourselves as people who are trying to support mental health and consciousness and awareness.
Right.
Often we are talking about a disturbing trend that we might see somewhere, a positive trend that we might see somewhere. Since you guys are here and this affects you, I will share a very disturbing statistic that Ira shared with me
Okay.
a couple of weeks ago. It turns out that India is the world leader in suicides for individuals under the age of 18, child suicide. India is the world leader.
That's more disappointing than anything, I feel.
Yeah, and it is by a large factor. I don't have I don't have my device here, but it was by a factor of 4 to 5 times higher than the next nearest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're far ahead of anyone else in the world in terms of child suicide of individuals under the age of 18. And how
Yeah,
much of
that's
this
interesting.
is due to due to the pressure that is put on kids to conform and to perform.
Exactly.
be a certain way, in a way that is
Controlling
whatever,
it.
that is not embarrassing to our family or to our
Hmm.
society or what have you, or perform in a way so that you are like a champion ghoda.
Right.
These kinds of pressures to be a certain way that society and the structures put on our youth. This is clearly leading to a crisis. This is a mental health crisis.
Right.
If that many young people today are feeling that level of despair, suicide is an act of despair.
Right.
It is the act of an individual who believes that there is no healing possible. There is no possibility of something getting better. That it's an act of ultimate despair. That many of our young people feel this thing. This is something that the nation's parents, educators need to take note of.
Right.
That's something we're working on.
So in India, because we're also engineering students and we've gotten past that, we know that it's a rat race, right? So about the statistics that you mentioned, obviously the rat race is a bane in that way. But if we see the geniuses coming out of India and being known around the world, would you look at that as a boon or a bane, the rat race?
The rat race is the very phrasing of it. It to me that is indicative that we have not spent any time building or developing a system that allows for more people to enjoy greater success. Where if we consider the role of government in society, their role is to service and uplift and take care of all people of a country. That is the idea of an elected government.
Right.
With whatever economic growth and business development that we have actually seen over the past, let's call it a decade or so, we have seen how somehow GDP goes up.
Right.
There are a few people whose wealth grows massively. But should the government not be developing supporting systems that allow for a greater number of people to climb into prosperity, rather than having to compete in a rat race? That's part of what education reform is.
Right.
Yeah, right. That
And that's
makes
something to give everyone a thought as well onto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even students like us, like we just passed off a competitive exams, like that's why we are here as well. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just all very, very subjective, honestly. There's not a proper answer to any of this. Anyways,
Yeah, I think you phrased it very right.
The
yeah,
thing
you
is
phrased
that
it.
because there is never a specific fixed answer,
Hmm.
we're always nudging our system towards being better. That should be our
Yeah.
aspiration.
Right.
Exactly.
What is it? How has where are we today? How did we get here? And from here, how can we continue to make it better? We can't sit down with the idea, okay, as I was saying earlier on, as an adult, if the tendency is to say, I understand everything now. So also as a society and as a government, we cannot look at it and say, fixed, no more change. No, keep shifting, keep growing.
Yeah, we need to be flexible.
Yeah, because that is the story of humanity. We are always nudging the system. If we look at it optimistically, we're nudging it towards being better,
Yeah.
or
Very
at least that's the attempt.
Right.
Yeah, that's the attempt. But like a lot of people argue that we didn't ultimately. Like with the global warming.
That is also valid.
Yeah, it's not wrong. Logically.
Debate is always valid.
Yeah, debate is always
When we reach a place of saying, okay, no debate.
That's the worst.
I say this way, this is what we do, and no debate. जो debate
Different
करता
faces
है,
of a cube. That's
वो
all.
हमारे खिलाफ है. हाँ, ये. It is debate is should always be valid.
Right. No, right. Very right.
Yeah, exactly. So, ठीक है. Let's talk about your youth now. Let's talk about what biggest lie of success was bought into your youth that actually broke you for a very long time, or not. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be there. And what if you could go back to the 2008 when you were 25 years old and shooting Jaane Tiya Jaane Na? What is the one thing that you would tell yourself to stop being worried about?
To stop being worried about some third party's definition of success.
Okay.
Because, so we were talking about luck earlier.
Yeah.
Luck was a big box office failure.
Exactly.
Right.
So at that moment, you can look at it and say, it didn't earn money, so it's a failure, so I'm a failure. But I'm at a place now where I consider, you kind of reframe how you look at your own life. I'm a guy who loves movies. In my life, I got to make some movies. I got to work with professionals. I got to actually do the craft that I like so much, and I got paid for it. सबको नहीं मिलता है. How many people even get that chance?
Absolutely.
So, as someone who loves movies, every time you get a chance to show up and make a movie and somebody is giving you a paycheck for it, that is a victory. That is success. You are, I pay for my life. I pay for my bills. I'm financially independent and secure. Basis that work. That in itself is an achievement. So one can look at any film and say, "ये failure है, failure है, failure है." But if you reframe the question and say, "What do I consider failure? Do I consider it that I got to do a thing which I love with people who today are my friends, and it made me financially secure?"
So it's a success story.
That is a success story.
Exactly.
So our tendency is to measure success from an external perspective, not from why मुझे क्या करना है.
Yeah.
I am nowhere near Shah Rukh Khan or Amitabh Bachchan. These guys are. So if I measure myself against that, हाँ मैं Shah Rukh Khan नहीं हूँ. I'm not as big a star. I'm not as wealthy as him. None of these things. So I can then view myself as an abject failure. Or I can view myself as a guy who got damn lucky in life. I got to make some movies. I got to make some friends. I became financially comfortable and secure.
Yeah.
And I can view myself as a very lucky guy. It really is about how you define success. आपको क्या चाहिए?
But I think lucky, if you're saying that you got very lucky in life, it always helps at the start. But I think you have to, it's commendable about the hard work you've done as well. Let's not neglect that part as well.
And anyone does hard work, but a major part of luck is also for yourself, how you frame it for yourself. I myself could look at all of these films and I could view them as failures and feel bad about them.
Right.
Or I for myself can view it as, I'm a fortunate guy. I got to do something that I love and I got paid. So then I consider myself a blessed person, a guy who's had very good opportunities and luck has favored me in life.
Right.
Rather than viewing myself as unlucky. I made these 3 films and they all flopped.
Right.
I made 3 films. I made friends on all the films and I got paid also. I'm a lucky guy.
Right.
It's how you frame your own journey.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. So much of it is about your own self-framing.
Okay.
Wow. So that's inspiring to hear and honestly very helpful for a lot of us because we are in that age group where we're thinking that we might not be successful, we might not be this, we might not be that, we might not be financially stable.
Yeah. So see, financial independence is its own thing.
Right.
And I don't want to diminish the importance and the value of that, particularly in a world that we live in today, where financial anxiety, I think, is maybe higher than any other point in history. The cost of living and the pressure of, will I be able to make a life for myself?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I don't want to minimize the pressure and the stress around that thing. That is its own separate thing, and it is intense.
And important as well
Yeah,
to stress about.
but putting that aside, for yourself, what shape of life do you want, and how will you then define your version of success? If you define that purely by your status in your job and in how much money you earn, it is likely that through your life then you will feel like you are not successful enough. You will feel sad.
Feel like you're missing out.
Don't identify yourself by your job. Your job is what you do for money. That's not who you are. That's not who the person is. Success will come from exploring and supporting your own personhood. Who am I completely as a person? I can have a job that does not fulfill me. I'm not happy with, I'm not proud of. It's just to pay the bills, and it may not even be great at that. But if there are other parts of my humanity and my personhood which give me value, I have some good friends and some good healthy relationships. I have 2-3 hobbies that give me joy and meaning.
Yeah.
I like rock climbing, or whatever your thing is.
Right.
And if those give you enough value, that then as a person you feel like you have value, then you are not saying, "Arey, meri itni hi kamai hai naukri se, so I'm
a failure." Yeah, so that's very inspiring to hear. So we are coming up on the hour, and this has been absolutely insane. I feel like I'm ready to run through a big wall. I'm just so excited. I think I drank too much coffee. My adrenaline is going insane right now. So yeah.
One last question.
Please.
For all the future engineers, coders, leaders, everyone here in the Summer Talk right now, what is the one thing we need to remember tomorrow morning when we wake up? What influence do you think does this talk hold? What do you want us to think about tomorrow morning?
So I actually had this since the original part of the conversation was politically inspired.
Right.
I had brought this book that I wanted to
Okay, interesting.
to pass on to you guys.
Okay.
You've probably heard the phrase anarchism.
Yes, I have. I watch a lot of Technoblade.
What is anarchism? I'm just going to read the back part of this to you, okay?
Okay.
Anarchism is a radical skepticism about structures of domination, authority, and hierarchy throughout human life, from the patriarchal family to imperialism. Okay, it's a radical skepticism about structures of domination.
Okay.
The anarchist asks those in power to prove their claims to authority, and argues that if their systems cannot be justified, then they ought to be dismantled and replaced by something more free and just. In essence, that is the thought.
Yeah.
The idea that a structure that has power, that has authority, we ask questions of it, and we demand that you prove the validity of your authority. Just because someone is an authority does not mean we must automatically submit to and support that. It is always, as I keep coming back to, always valid, must question.
Right.
Actually, I actually had the wrong impression of anarchy. I thought it was like way more radical, and like just
So this is the thing.
Yeah.
That is the framing of it, because it is because it questions authority. Those in authority obviously do not like anything that encourages questioning of authority. So what you will have heard, that's why I held this thing up and said I wanted to read about what is it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The idea is not, and whatever you will have heard before will be that this means that you overthrow government and everyone is rioting in the streets. That's not the thing.
Right. I think this is actually a very great way to end this. circling back to how we started with. And now I think before we let you go, it's time for Q&A. As we promised, we send out a spreadsheet, a Google form, and we've had a crazy amount of responses. We've handpicked a few favorites. So if we can ask you, would that be okay?
Please.
I have them on my phone right here. Yes.
Okay, I'll start. I actually have them right there. Anyway, first question is from Aditya. As a member of the filmmaking club of my college, what would you say is the best way we can contribute to the society in the context of the current scenario? By the way, love your work and so nice to see you here.
Thank you very much. Who is that question from?
And one red heart emoji.
Red heart emoji, yeah.
We had touched on it right in the beginning when we were talking about the role of an artist in what one is making. I found myself in the last couple of years, as I looked at the world, I often found myself overcome with despair. You'd look at it and say, "Arey, you know, there's so much terrible stuff happening in so many places. So many people are so angry, so violent, so much terrible stuff is out there. You feel completely hopeless and overwhelmed." For me, as a creative person, what that then told me was, you know, what I need, what I started to feel like I was missing was stories that had a different feeling, that touched on empathy. It's like the medicine which I needed. And if anyone's seen Ted Lasso, you know, that's a good example.
Right.
When I find myself in kind of low spaces, often Ted Lasso is like a thing that uplifts.
Right.
And so I felt that as a creative person, I need to put out the medicine which I myself am craving. If I see great sadness and sorrow out there, the thing that would make me feel a little better about that, let me put that into my own art and put it out. And whomever sees it, maybe it touches them, maybe it helps them in that way. But even for me, the making of it heals some part for me. So as an artist, this is how you approach. You put in the feeling which you crave.
Can I just say, I just love the way you frame things. Very nicely framed.
Same.
Okay, next question. This is a question by Goyam. Okay. I just want to acknowledge what an incredible actor you are. Break Ke Baad has been my comfort movie since high school. Any chance we'll see another masterpiece from you soon, maybe this decade?
Thank you. As it happens, I have teamed up with the director of Break Ke Baad. He's a very close friend.
Okay.
And we have just finished shooting a new movie, which,
wow.
you know, we kind of consider it to be a spiritual successor to Break Ke Baad. Goyam
has shown his excitement here, and we are also very excited to see that.
So yeah, it's not a direct sequel, but it's the same director. It's me. It's kind of a grown-up rom-com, you know, appropriate to where I am in my life now. So yeah, it's a spiritual successor to Break Ke Baad.
And if you can tell us,
it should be out on Netflix by maybe December. We're in post-production right now.
Okay.
Probably by December it should be out.
I think that's made everyone very happy, very, very happy, especially me.
This is made with a lot of love. This is a film that I'm very, very proud of, and I've made with all love.
That's great. Okay, next question. Vince, would you like to ask?
Yeah, sure. So this question is by Anirudh. He asked, what was his one that got away movie role? One which he wanted to do, or something he saw and thought he should have done it but didn't?
Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara.
Oh.
Okay.
The original pitch for Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara was originally, so the conversations never went far. Zoya Akhtar had wanted to cast Farhan, Ranbir, and me.
Okay.
So she had conversations with Ranbir and with me. And somewhere in there, through the drafts and through conversations, I think he backed out early. I had also at that point I was carrying some stupid ideas about nahi solo film karunga, and so I also then ended up not doing the film. Ultimately, I think it's gorgeous, and
I mean, of course, it's a classic.
and it is a classic. So
Mm.
whether I could have done justice to it, who can say? Because it is amazing and it is successful. So you can, within that, to try and imagine, could I have done it as well? I don't know, but would have been a very fun film to be a part of.
Okay.
Next would be a question by Divyanshu. So he said future films of plans and his thoughts on his future. So you've talked about
Yeah, you've
your
talked about it already.
film, but
Let's move
is
on.
there anything else about your future which you would like to start up?
So beyond this film, the film is called, at least for now, it's called Adhure Hum Adhure Tum.
Okay.
Beyond that, I've not actually committed to anything.
Okay.
My
And anything
approach.
apart from movies as well? Very open.
So I'm, a major car nerd. I've been spending a lot of time getting a lot of seat time. I'm learning drifting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
DK.
So
Nice.
it's just kind of having fun with other parts of life also. So like I'm in a place where I can get access to some people. I can call people and say, "Hey guys, can I come hang out with you and you teach me how to drift?" And they.
Yeah.
So I get to do a lot of other cool stuff also.
Nice.
So one is indulging those parts also.
That's cool. And you talked about the NGO, which Ida works on. Would you be contributing to that? Any way how you help?
So I contribute. There's a part that one supports financially, which is its own separate thing.
Right.
I do little here and there from time to time. She'll ask me to do conversations and interactions, kind of like how we're doing here with people.
Right.
Talking through one's own experience with mental health, with therapy, so on.
Okay.
So here and there, I do try and show up and do direct action support.
Okay, so that's amazing. And then, now the next question is by Divyam. He asked, can movies like Obsession be made in India? In the sense that the director was just a YouTuber, and can a YouTuber in India today make a movie without having any connections or work experiences?
What really impressed me about Obsession is the fact that it showed what can be done just by with skill, without much money. Obsession is the kind of film that actually, and I'm not saying this to reduce the amount of skill that he has. Curry Barker, the director, is a fantastic director.
Right.
But when I say anyone could make Obsession, I mean that he's got 5 or 6 actors. They're not big stars. He's got 5 or 6 locations. They're not very fancy, expensive locations.
Yeah.
So without much stuff, it's just a really good director, a really good script, and some really good actors, not stars, actors.
Okay.
Now, on the one hand, that's easier said than done, because then you have to have skill and craft like that. But if you do have the talent that these people have, then you don't need money. These guys can pull. That's what I mean when I say anyone can make that. There are some films that are action heavy and special effects heavy. For that, you need studio infrastructure and you need budget.
Okay.
To make an Obsession, you need obsession. You need a script, a camera, some actors.
Right.
It can be done. That's one of the most impressive examples of director's craft that I've seen in a few years.
Okay.
Wow.
Interesting.
Okay.
Um,
So yeah, I think that's it for today. And we're really, really sorry that we.
one more thing. We've covered most of the questions.
I mean, I'm happy to go till the end of the half hour. We've got another 10 minutes. I'm happy.
Right. There's one more question which I really want to ask you. You worked with what we call heroes and actors, such as Vijay Ras, Pankaj Kapoor, and many more. What's the difference you felt in working with all types?
The difference is the extent to which a hero or a star buys into the stardom.
Okay.
When you start to become recognizable and you start to have some kind of fame, very quickly everyone around you starts treating you are very, very great.
Right.
And this just people start to separate you from everyone else. They're like, sir, आइए यहाँ बैठिए, sir कुर्सी पीछे हटो, sir मैं दरवाजा खोलता हूँ, sir. So a crowd gathers around to kind of serve you and lift you and make you bigger. And you can believe it and you can buy into it and start to say, nahi, मैं 3 कुर्सी पे बैठूंगा. I won't be higher up than other people. 2 umbrellas, one from there, one from there. How much do you, for yourself, start to believe that separation, and how much do you not? The difference between that, having been on set where I'm working with people who are senior to me and are very big stars, and on set where there are people who are senior working, they've worked more, but they are not big name stars, but they have craft. Here you start to say, acha, who still considers themselves an actor, part of the crew? We are here as a team, हम साथ में film बना रहे हैं, या फिर मैं यहाँ star हूँ and everyone else is here to capture 2 shots of me.
Right.
Don't believe your own hype. That's the.
Okay. One more thing.
Okay.
If I can just say, a very big shout out to your bicep tattoo. Love your tattoo, apparently.
Thank you.
Actually,
Karthikeya said this.
Samurai Batman.
Oh wow.
Oh damn.
When did you get this made?
I guess it was 2014.
Oh wow. Okay.
2014. I think, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, very cool. Karthikeya said this.
Yeah, Karthikeya was actually spamming aggressively.
Yeah.
Can you please show me off?
Thanks, Karthikeya. Yeah, that's that one. I've got a couple. I've got my daughter's footprint here.
Oh,
This one I know, yes.
that's sweet.
Another one there. Yeah.
Very nice. So I think we wrapped it up then.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. And okay, BITS Pilani, drop all your reactions for Imran Khan. Come on, fire emojis, hearts, right? And Imran, thank you so much for being real with us, for refusing to give us PR answers and being just so raw and actually showing up.
On behalf of BITS Embryo, thank you all for joining us. If you liked this one, you're going to have to stay for the next one, and it's very non-negotiable. Thank you so much, sir, again, for taking your time for joining us. One last thing, can we all just pose and click a photo like this? Okay.
Okay.
Let's just pose then. Great. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for taking our time. It means a lot to us. We're very grateful.
My pleasure, guys. Thank you all so much. Thanks for showing up.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.